30. War Day 4. The Art of Brainwashing. As I walked back to my villain, I began planning on how to successfully get Shoto away from the others. Multiple plans popped up in my mind, but none of them had a high success rate. So I was left with only one choice: get him to use his fireside while telling him about his dear missing big brother. Nothing can go wrong with this. I am just going to be straightforward and anger him a little bit while teasing him and thus somehow get the burned chicken nugget here. Oh, and while I am at it, I might as well test a theory about a special someone's quirk. Luckily, for me, my villain costume makes me immune to his quirk. This lead me to the question, how the fuck will I do this? He will never agree on helping me figure his quirk out more than I already know. Well, if he doesn't, there is always another way, and it is called brute force. I rather not do that, but I will not have any other choice if it comes to it. Please don't make this more complicated. If God exists and is listening, please don't make this harder on me as it already is. I arrived at my lair and looked at the clock. It was 11 a.m. Holy shit. I was out for more than 12 hours. I am glad I am still alive. Seriously, I need to take better care of myself, but it wasn't even my fault to begin with. Well, no, that's actually a lie. I did the concussion on myself. Shit. I grabbed 2 daggers, some knives, a sleepy grenades, and of course a blood grenade. Next are my 2 guns, one with blood bullets and the other with paralyzed bullets. There was one thing I didn't have. It was essential for me to have it. Me. Nezu, can you hear me? Nezu. What do I owe the pleasure this time? Me. Can you provide me with a voice modifier? Nezu. Consider it done and on the way to your lair. Me. Thanks. Well, the rules never said anything against asking for things. It was kinda a gray area. I knew I only was allowed to bring one thing with me unless I hid it, and I was allowed to bring the thing I prepared for this event with me. Me. Oh, and I want to say that I would have built one myself from all the civilian robots, but there are no tools or other utilities I would need to do it. Power loader. Haha. That I find hard to believe, Midoriya. Next thing I did was describing him how I could use the mic from the robots and the specific part of the circuit board that is responsible for the voice signal to firstly do it, and then described how I would need to program it in details. At the end I was finished with my explanation. I couldn't hear anything from the teacher anymore. Cat got your tongue? Didn't expect that. Huh. After 5 minutes, I could hear faint footsteps echoing through the tunnels. I knew exactly who it was. Eraserhead, my dear homeroom caterpillar. He was good in stealth, but I knew how hard it was in this tunnels to not be heard. I could also tell he was purposely making some noises in order for me to not be cut off guard. It took him another 2 minutes to get to me. Aizawa. Here you go, problem child. He looked like he wanted to say something to me. I bet him to it and declared that I needed a hug. Aizawa-sensei was happy to do that, giving him the opportunity to speak to me safely because the teacher's drone was firstly facing me and not him, capturing my face and his back. On top of it, I really did need a hug. Aizawa. Mike told me and Nezu everything, and we are in it. Do not hesitate to call upon us if needed. You are not alone in this, don't forget that, problem child. I buried my head into his neck. I did it purposely to firstly look as I was about to cry, and secondly so that no one could tell I was responding to what he said. Me. That means a lot to me. I need to warn you, what I am about to do next will probably make you too angry, but know that it is necessary, and I wouldn't have done it if I didn't needed to know more about his quirk. Aizawa. What are you planning to do? Me. That is not important right now. Nor do we have the time for this. Aizawa. Ah. Nezu released your drone back into the city. Me. I know it is in the room right now following me. Oh, and before I forget, please don't go out of the teacher's observation room. Next time there is a blackout I will probably take one of you again, so be warned. Aizawa. Noted. Me. Please play along. I broke the hug and stepped back only to shout at him. Me. You don't understand. You are no better than any other one. You are a fake too. Aizawa-sensei was hurt by my statement, but he got the hint. Aizawa. Midoriya, we are not fakes, we are your teacher. If anyone is fake, then that would be you. After all, you are the villain here. It hurts. I didn't expect him to say that. I know we need to perform an act to fool everyone in thinking that he was mad and is giving up me, but still this hurts way more than it should. I was clearly taken back by this as my eyes went wide and a tear escaped falling down my cheek. Me. Leave me alone." With that he went back to the other teachers. After that, I made my way to the hero's headquarters. This time I didn't dare to just go inside through the door like a normal person would. Who needs that? I don't. I am not normal. I am a villain after all. Therefore, I went to the side of the building and immediately spotted by a hatch which would lead me to the ventilation system. So I did the most logical thing and vented once again. After 5 minutes of checking every room and floor, I found my victims. How convenient it was for me. Shoto Todoroki and Hitoshi Shinso were together in their dorm room. It looks like they share the same room. I quickly made sure that there was no other person on this floor and then dropped myself down in the main room that leads to each dorm room. I walked up to the room, prepared my mask and the earbud to not be affected by Shinso's quirk, and I somehow managed to make the voice changer be an exact replica of Shinso's voice. While being at it, it was also located inside my mask. Knocking on the room, I didn't even wait to be opened. A villain doesn't need any approval, so I let myself in. This surprised both boys. Me. Voice changer off. Hello, boys tilde. I came here to talk to you. Shoto. What do you want, Midoriya? Me. Voice changer off. Ah tilde, didn't I already said that? I only wanted to talk to someone. I am being lonely, that's all. Hitsashi. Then why are you armed? Me. Voice changer off. Oh, let me take my weapons off then. Where do I put them? I wouldn't really mind letting them fall on the ground, but I would prefer putting them on a table. They both looked at me as if I was insane. Then they looked at each other confused. Next thing they started nodding at each other. Shoto. Lay them on the table right there next to the door. And I did exactly what he said. Taking every weapon I had except a hidden knife I had, I put them on the table and then raised my hand and stepped back while Shoto and Hitoshi were watching me carefully. Me. Voice changer off. Su tilde. Am I allowed to talk to you guys now? Hitoshi. Sure, I don't mind. Me. Voice changer off. Great. How about I ask a question and then you do too? Shoto. Sounds fair enough. They want information from me and I need Shinso's help, well, his quirks help to be precise. Me. Voice changer off. Okay, then let me start. Shoto, how many siblings do you have and the names please? Shoto. 3. Toya, Fuyumi and Natsuo. Why do you use explosives? Me. Voice changer off, to have a distraction. Hitoshi. How is it to have 2 pros as parents? Hitoshi. Not bad, I guess. Why did you leave me in a bloody room? Me. Voice changer off. Because I have a grudge against Aizawa. Well, had one at the time, but now I have one for another reason. So Shoto, you have 3 siblings, what about their quirk, are they the same like yours, half and half? Shoto. No, Fuyumi and Natsuo have an ice quirk. Toya a fire quirk. Why did you hang the remaining Class 1B students and the teacher mostly upside down from the building? So Toya is your real name, Dabi. Me. Voice changer off. Mostly because it was fun and I was bored and wanted to mess with Vlad King. That's also the reason why he was there. Let me tell you, it was hilarious. He tried to stop me and we both flew out the window. Well, anyway, my turn. Hitoshi, does Aizawa have a lot of cats? Hitoshi. Yes, 9 of them to be precise. Why were you mad at Aizawa-sensei back then? Me. Voice changer off. Because of the quirk discrimination lessons and how he and everyone said quirkless people would be fine and are weak, useless, yada, yada, yada. Last question, Shoto, how the fuck didn't you kill your father yet? Don't get me wrong, but he is a flaming trash can. Shoto. PFFFF, ha 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 ha. I don't know myself, I did plan his death multiple times. Why is this your last question? I pulled out my knife and went behind Shoto, placing it around his throat. They didn't even have the time to react, that's how quick and skillful I did this. Me. Voice changer off, that's why. Hitoshi. Why are you doing this? I really hope this works. Figuring his quirk was activated when someone is answering him, I wonder if I could make him answer himself. I hope that he can be affected by his own quirk. Let's find out. Me. Voice changer on. Why are you doing this? Hitoshi. Bekao. Oh, I was right. He never answered his own question while using his quirk, this made me suspicious. Thank God, it worked. This means I can trick his brain in thinking he was talking to another person using his quirk. That means I can also give him some commands too. Me. Voice changer on. Forget you ever saw me today and Shoto. No you are not. Snap out of this. ARGG, so annoying. Letting the knife go, I karate chopped him on a pressure point, making him fall on the ground unconscious. Me. Voice changer on. You never saw Shoto today too. Forget you were with him. Now go to bed and sleep. Well, that proves my theory. Good to know. I will be using this weakness of his. I am pretty sure he will be confused when he wake up. With that, I picked Shoto off the ground, took all my belongings with me, and went back to another underground room. This time the room was a lot larger than the bloody room Uraraka was. I laid him down on the ground and went to side opposite him against the door. Once again, I shattered the teacher's drone in pieces. I took the earbud form the love and used it. Me. Hello? Kurogiri. Yes, Izuku. What can I do for you? Me. Can you give me Dabi? Kurogiri. Wait a sec.